Hi there, welcome to the Veggie Nerd. My name is Eric. Today I've got a simple and delicious recipe for tofu marsala, so let's get into the kitchen and get started. To start off, here's what we will need for our tofu. 14 ounces of extra firm tofu that has been drained and pressed, 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour, 1/2 tablespoon of oregano, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of basil. First thing we're going to do is take our extra firm tofu and cut it into our desired thickness. You want to cut your tofu thin enough that it's not squishy in the middle after we cook it, but not too thin that it'll burn after we fry it. So we're looking for about 1/4 of an inch. About like that, maybe a bit thinner, not too much thicker than that though. And we're going to cut it into squares about like this, and then we're going to set it on a clean kitchen towel so that it can absorb a little extra moisture from the tofu. If you can, pat dry your tofu a little extra. Now that our tofu has been sliced, we're going to take a dish with our whole wheat flour and we're going to add our spices to it. There we go. Use a fork to get it nice and incorporated into the flour. Alright, now we're going to begin dredging our tofu. Continue dredging your tofu until each piece is lightly covered in your flour mixture. Alright, now that our tofu is all dredged, we're going to move on to the rest of the ingredients we need for this recipe. 8 ounces of mushrooms that have been sliced, about 6 ounces of bow tie pasta, 1½ cups of vegetable stock or broth, 1½ cups of Marsala cooking wine, about 3/4 cup of either grape or cherry tomatoes that have been cut into quarters, 1 large shallot or about 1/3 cup that has been diced, 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 cloves of garlic that have been minced, 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, and 1/8 teaspoon of basil. Alright, the first thing we're going to do in a large skillet on medium to medium high heat, we're going to melt down our butter and add in our olive oil. We're going to heat this up to temperature. Once our butter is all melted, we're going to begin frying our tofu. Alright, now that our oil and our butter is hot, we're going to carefully add in our dredged tofu, a few pieces at a time. You're going to fry on each side for a few minutes until nicely golden brown, and then you're going to remove to a clean plate. Continue this until all your tofu is fried. Alright, now that we have our tofu fried, I'm going to begin cooking my pasta according to the cooking directions on the box. Get those going. Alright, then we're going to begin frying our shallots and our garlic in our oil here that was left over from our tofu. Alright, once our shallots have had a few minutes in the pan, I'm going to add in our cherry tomato. Give these about 3 or 4 minutes, stirring occasionally. And next we're going to add in our mushrooms. Now that our mushrooms have cooked down a little bit, they're not taking up so much space in the pan, we can add in our marsala and our vegetable broth. Alright. Turn up the heat and bring this to a boil, and add in our spices. Also, please keep in mind that when you're adding your marsala to the pan that the fumes from the alcohol may catch fire, so please be very cautious when you're cooking with wine. Once this comes to a boil, we're going to reduce our heat down to a simmer and allow this to cook for 5 to 10 minutes. This will allow our liquid some time to reduce. Alright, now that our marsala has been simmering, I'm going to add in a pinch of our reserved flour. This will help thicken up the sauce a little bit, and then I'm going to reincorporate our tofu. Return this to medium heat and allow to simmer for about 4 to 5 minutes. Your final product should look something like this. Our liquids have reduced down, our mushrooms are soft, our sauce has thickened. If your sauce turns out to be a little too thin, add a bit more flour and heat it up again, then it should be good to go. And there we have it. To serve this, place a couple pieces of tofu on top of a bed of your bow tie pasta, serve with some of the mushrooms and drizzle with sauce. Serve this next to some mashed potatoes and green beans or your favorite vegetables of choice, and you have a delicious vegetarian and vegan friendly meal. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to thumbs up, leave your comments below on what you thought, and subscribe to the Veggie Nerd for future vegetarian videos. For a list of ingredients and a downloadable version of the recipe, please check the link in the description. I can't make one video without a train coming by. I just can't. It just doesn't work for me. Now that our oil is heated, I'm going to carefully add in our dredged tofu, a couple pieces at a time. Oh,